Guys, welcome in. Yes. What do you need? Okay. Alright. Coming on here now, because this is what the time allows for today. Welcome, welcome. I'm just going to go ahead and do a daily message. And I did begin to uncover the format of how I want to go into First Chronicles, but I might give you guys a little bit of a break before I unleash it on you, okay? It's actually very beautiful. Once I got over just, the names being, I thought, what a better way to go ahead and actually learn about the names being presented than to actually visualize the line all the way from Adam, right, down to Noah. And then we go out from Noah's sons, and just the expanse of how, just those three brothers and their wives alone filled the earth is quite impressive. Anyways, without me blabbering too much about that, I can't wait to share it with you, although it might just take a little bit of time to go ahead and fill out what I have for you and present it. Probably next week we can get started on that. Give you guys a bit of a break this weekend. I appreciate you guys tuning in here. We're going to go ahead and begin with our daily message from the Qur'an. All right, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Oh, beautiful. Like, this is why I do this, I open this completely random. I know you guys don't see how I open it, but I would have it pre-written for you if I chose it before. But this is Surah 20, line 8. This is why. Daily. Surah 20. We hear the children wrestling each other. Dad is wrestling the son. Surah 20, line 8. Surah 20 is Taha. And there must be a translation, which there is not. Air Force, what's going on, babe? Noisy inside, outside, around the corner. Taha. What does Taha mean? This is what I'm looking right now. So Taha is also an epithet of the Prophet Muhammad, with some theorizing its meaning to be the purest. Okay, so now I need to look up what epithet means. But I guess it's in reference to Prophet Muhammad. An adjective or descriptive phrase expressing a quality, characteristic of the person or thing mentioned. Okay, taha. So it's a descriptor of Prophet Muhammad as spectated, right? It doesn't tell me exactly what this is. And let me go ahead and read this line. It's line 8 here today. Allah, there is no God but He. To Him belong the most beautiful names. How perfect. Okay, because you guys, I spent a good portion of my day yesterday after wrapping up First Kings. I spent a good portion getting into Chronicles and visualizing it for you. Just so it's not me sitting here reading the names. I know it can become a little bit dreary. We don't know who these people are. A lot of them are not even mentioned in the Bible except for in this First Chronicles portion. So it can just become almost like a non-event to just go ahead and read these names. But as I was reading them and as I was placing them in the chart that I color coordinated for you guys, it's really just the most impressive and the most gorgeous thing to actually go ahead and witness and look at, just off of the fact that, it helps us to remember, right, why the Bible is important, why we look towards the Bible and the Quran, right, why we honor, the Jewish faith as well as the Christian faith as well as the Islamic faith, because they all tie together. Even the Buddhist and Taoist principles, even the Hindu principles, they're all stemming from these ancestors that we have listed within the Bible. And First Chronicles really gives a full picture, a very complete picture of where we came from today, and why we're standing here today is because of those people listed down. So I'm not going to speak too much on it, but there are. To him belong the most beautiful names. The most beautiful names. And I don't know why he's doing this right now. What, honey? You want to go in the bathroom? What do you want to do? Come over here? Sometimes, I wonder. I bless this house every day. As-salam, bless this house. And, they still act a little bit crazy. They still act a little bit crazy. Anywho. To him belong the most beautiful names. And this is just a great preface, right? A little sneak peek, a little preamble to what we'll be talking about in First Chronicles. Again, I'm just going to read you, brief lines of, a few different names under different generations, but I will show you every single name listed in completion in First Chronicles, as ordered, as listed. I have charted it so it can be a visual thing. And just looking at, the spreadsheet, right? It goes from A to Z. Even the first few generations of Noah, it stretches from A to Z and then over again. From like A, B to, I forget how it's laid out, but it stretches, imagine A to Z is like stretching around the world. It stretches many, many times around the world. That just goes to show how, fruitful and how amazing, right, the layout is, and how amazing Allah is truly, right? Because he, from just a few people, right, started entire civilizations, entire countries. It's just mind-blowing. Like when we read the names, you just see the names. You don't really see anything too great, right? It's just, wow, these people had a lot of kids. These people had a lot of sons. But actually putting it into a measure where it can be quantified, it's mind-blowing. And I was just so entranced yesterday by this. So yes, to him belong the most beautiful names. Because of Allah, we are here today. We are standing today. We are living, breathing, connected to these people way back when, everybody can be traced to one or multiple lines through their blood. Anybody can be traced through their spirit and their reincarnation path. I'll throw in little tips and tricks too. If you resonate, with certain individuals in the Bible, you'll be able to actually fact check that. And I'm much of an analytics geek, so I go crazy with this kind of stuff. But anyways, Allah, there's no God but He. To Him belong the most beautiful names. And we did talk about the creation yesterday in the Qur'an. That was given to us. Excuse me, I'm falling out over here. But we did talk about the creation, right? We owe creation to Him. And it's nice that we get to segue into this First Chronicles so we can actually learn about His most awesome creation, right? That's you and I. That's our ancestors. That's the people that really seeded the entire earth in a very, I wouldn't say short manner of time, because we do go through a lot of generations. Each row, is going to be a different generation, but it's mind-boggling to go ahead and see laid out in front of you. So I'm very, very glad for that. Preface to First Chronicles. And I thought it was going to be a boring book, but I think it might get a little bit monotonous, but we'll make it interesting. We'll try to keep it relevant and interesting. If I say and relevant, it sounds like I'm saying irrelevant, but we'll keep it relevant. See, I did it again. We'll keep it relevant. Oh, goodness. Preface to First Chronicles. Okay, Taha. by you guys listening, right? We are the most pure witnesses to this. We are the most pure witnesses. We're going in with a heart that wants to learn, that wants to understand, why the Bible is important. And that's what I started out with years ago. I said, this is actually why it's important, because this is where we come from. It kind of boggles my mind. People who don't read the Bible or don't want to or never want to, it's like, this is where you come from. You come from somebody here, okay? Directly, like blood relation. You're all related to somebody in the Bible. So that's why when we read, if you do feel some type of connection, if you do feel a tie, go with that. And we can actually find ways to apply that and test that out. But anyways, yeah, it's just, that's why it's important to me. That's why it's interesting to me. I know it can get a little bit crazy. We don't like to read about all the ill events, right? But then again, it causes us to remember, this is us. They're talking about us. Even all these terrible things that happened long, long ago, this is still relevant to us today. This is our family that we came from. In many ways, we might have many different ties to many different families and tribes, and within our spirit, within our blood, within our soul, right? We can be from all over the place. We'll learn that. We'll definitely take a look. But yes, how great that we got this line. Allah, there is no God but He, to Him belong the most beautiful names. And a lot of names in here are beautiful. There are a lot of beautiful names, a lot of which we do not use anymore, but they're absolutely, wow, mind-boggling. Alright, well, that's enough of this for now. Thank you guys for listening. I'll catch up with you next week. Alright, we'll go ahead and dive in. Have a good rest of your week and weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good one. Bye-bye.